yeah, it was okay. This is WWE NXT, 2 days after Halloween Havoc, and what's generally happening with NXT, oh, by the way, look at the beard. I've got the beard done, the hair done, and a shorter haircut this time. Look at that. Do tell me what you think. I would love to let you, to have you remark on my style icon status. Anyway, NXT. Generally, the PLEs are pretty good. And let's be clear, Halloween Havoc, apart from that main event that wasn't great, I don't think, was pretty good. It kept the standard up, really. But the weekly programming's been blooming awful. And this continues that trait. But with something, with something else. Because they are going to Philadelphia on next week. Are they moving to Tuesdays? They must be. They're on CW now, aren't they? So they might be. And they're going to be in the ECW arena. Cue lots of ECW stars. So you've had Bubba Ray getting involved in Halloween Havoc, haven't you? He's here this week as well. And we've got... Trick will try and get the rub from him. Let's do this first. So Trick is out to celebrate. This is about what? Second in. And out comes Ridge Holland. Well, to say, oh, no, that's later. First of all, he is interrupted by Bubba, who says, I helped you when you were being beat down by Ridge and by Paige at Halloween Havoc because they disrespected me, particularly Ridge. And Trick needs a tag team partner for the ECW arena. Hint, hint. So why not ask Bubba? Now, this is handled rather well, because Bubba's quite excited by this, and he does it really well. He has a load of charisma, and he puts the glasses on, the old Bubba Ray Dudley with the tape in the middle. He does get the tables, and then he's feeling it, but he tells Trick, well, I can't do that because I'd be taking the position of an NXT star. Yeah, if only other main roster stars felt the same way. Now, don't worry, later on, Ridge is going to come out, and I'm looking at my notes. He's going to interrupt Paige with a lack of charisma and say that everyone's sick and tired of him. Well, I think that might go both ways, to be honest. And then Bubba out to show him how it's done. Unhappy with Ridge. I didn't know much about you 48 hours ago, but now I do. You disrespected me. You disrespected guests on Busted Open Radio. All this time, well, he says, I think you, do you deserve it? Yeah. Paige tries to get a word in. You definitely don't deserve it. He talks to Ridge. Paige, and it's his segment, becomes a spare part. And is he now being phased out? Because they both attack him, and Trick is in, of course. The Trick is in. You'll be a witness to save Bubba. And so Bubba, hell yeah, he'll be his tag team partner. And I had to sniff up there. Thought I might get a bit of a bogey coming out like that. And I'm not interested, to be honest. Anyway, the hangover from Halloween Havoc was the first match this week, which is Wendy Choo, bless you, versus Tatum Paxley in a casket match. Now, I think Wendy Choo's work is fantastic. And she attacks with a pillow to begin with. There's obviously something in there, folks. There's a drop kick from Tatum, a trash can to Wendy, and a "We want tables" chant. There are no tables in this match at all. I bet both combatants thought, oh God, they want tables and we haven't got any. Anyway, the pillow's got building bricks of a certain type in it, which is what they should have done in the Paige and Trick match, Devil's Playground, rather than Adventure Playground, which is what it was. On Halloween Havoc, instead of having nuts and bolts, they should have had that. But anyway, we've got, they've got both, Paxley is back suplexed onto it. They both end up in the casket at one point and they shut the door. Hang on a minute. But no, Wendy gets out. We get a fire extinguisher to Wendy Choo, falls from the apron onto a kid's bed. I didn't see it was there. And then later on, she is quite good actually. Tries for an elbow drop off the apron, Paxley dodges, and she ends up in the casket, and that's it. Tatum Paxley wins. The crowd aren't delighted. Neither am I. We could have had 5 more minutes, and we could have had Wendy Choo winning, because she deserves to. Anyway, Rob Van Dam is here, folks. And he's making Ava look like a spare part. But that's not difficult, is it? Okay. Here is the Lexis King versus Charlie Dempsey match with Steven Regal in his corner. Right, they made a big thing about Steven Regal being in Lexis King's corner because, of course, he is Brian Pillman's son. They made a big thing about it, and there's lots of hint, you know, you are related to Charlie Dempsey, are you not? I mean, it's his dad, isn't it? It's Charlie Dempsey, his son. Anyway, they don't do anything with it. And actually, what I'm going to say here might surprise you, but I'm really glad they don't. They don't do as I thought what they might do is, oh, he turns on Brian Pillman Jr. or Lexis King and goes with his son and all that. He doesn't look happy to be there, but they just basically wrestle. And they both can, so that's really good. Great mat work. They trade covers. William Regal gives Lexis King A, advice, and B, the spit bucket, of course, between those rounds. In the second, there's a big Charlie Dempsey knee. Pillman takes Lexis takes a tumble to the floor, and Regal saying, shake it off, you're going to get bad knees. Doesn't say the second, says the first. Nice super kick, though, from Lexis. In the third, or was this the fifth? Because I might have missed something. Did they only have 3 rounds in this one? I mean, I could go back and check, but I can't be bothered. And uppercuts and suplexes in the third. I think it's the third from Dempsey. Northern Light suplex is very nice. Knee breaker, as Regal offers him encouragement. Come on, shake it off. It's not really a very good encouragement, is it? It's not great. And then a Dempsey Northern Light suplex for the win. It was great, actually. Really well done because they didn't mess about with it. And I like that. Then we got Zarya beating a very worried-looking Brindley Reese, and quite right too. She did her quite quickly, really. She's got power, she's got anger, she lifts her with a single arm at one point. She won with, I think it was an F5. And then down comes Roxanne Perez with Cora Jade. Lots of the women from the locker room are there. Ariana Grace isn't there. Yeah. And down comes Jordan Grace, which I don't know whether or not they've been waiting for her to come. We can't fight until Jordan arrives. But suddenly they start fighting. And they will be fighting in a 10-woman match at the ECW arena, because that's the kind of thing you would get there. Yeah. Okay. So this is all over the place, these. Yeah, so anyway, next. Kalani Jordan, who lost her title, of course, on Sunday, is facing Nikita Lyons, who is dressed in a kind of pirate outfit. It's like if Jack Sparrow bulked up. Only the 12 kilogram. It's not a very good impression, but, you know, it's there. And there's an armbar, which is work from Nikita, and a drop kick from Kalani. They work a head lock from Nikita. She gets a super kick. But then there's a Rizzo distraction to Nikita, and there's a moonsault from Kalani Jordan, and she gets the pin. Nobody really won here because Nikita's just come back, and she's lost. And Kalani Jordan has just lost, and even though she's won, it doesn't really matter. Because there's no point, is there? So anyway, we got, Parker, what's her name, Jada, and Vice, Lola, will have a hardcore match next week with Dawn Marie as the ref. Actually, don't mind seeing that, really. It's going to be all right. And your main event is really good, because it's Fraxiom. You know, it's Axiom and Frazier. And, of course, Nathan Frazier is now a hothead. See? And Axiom might not like that. They're facing Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander. Love the way that Axiom grabs the leg as Evans leaps and works it. Oh, by the way, Stephanie Vaquer has been attacked in the parking lot. Most wrestlers are at some point. Probably best to get out of the parking lot quickly. Get out of the car and sprint for the building, because you're probably going to get waffled with the tyre iron, aren't you, at some point? So, we've got Fraser's here giving a choke, which Axiom doesn't really like. Axiom goes over the top and lands it. Nice gutbuster variation as well. There's a this is awesome chant, and that's fair enough. Evans gets a Michinoku driver, then gets a 2.99 recurring. They like doing that with Evans, don't they? It's nearly there, folks. Axiom hits a Canadian destroyer, or a destroyer if you're not in Canada. And then we get a Phoenix Splash. No pin. No pin from that, because they have to wait for Wesley to come down in a Where's Waldo or Where's Wally shirt, the red and white thing. And Evans goes after him and they fight to the back, which leaves Cedric Alexander on his own to take a Brainbuster and Golden Ratio combo, which is lovely, for the pin. And then we go off broadcast with Ava and Rob Van Dam looking on, and actually Rob Van Dam seeming to make the match as Wesley and Evans are fighting. So no doubt they'll fight next week, and Rob Van Dam made the match. But Ava's your matchmaker. She's your head honcho of NXT. Everyone's making decisions for her. And the decision I make is that I don't want to watch this again. Because whilst it was okay in parts, and that's better than it has been in the previous weeks, it weren't great. Oh, by the way, Jensen was asked by Sean Spears to go and talk to Tony D'Angelo. It's like he's a manager rather than getting in his head. Like he's an agent. It's terrible. I don't know what to do with him. And I don't know what to do with this, except tell you that it'll be on next week from the ECW Arena. You might like it. You might want to watch it. It probably will be more like a PLE, so it's a good reason to watch it. That's all I can say. Ta-ta.